when you really look at the key drivers, what is it really that makes transformational change possible? At the core of it is something very simple, which is the transformation of consciousness, the transformation of how we look at reality, the transformation of our relationships to the world, to each other, and to ourselves. So I saw that, I have been part of some of these stories, and I had like moments where I woke up and some things clarified. I described some of these situations, and what I noticed is that over the last 30 years, these three topics that I mentioned, kind of the ecological, environmental, the social, and then also the question of consciousness, which is really how we relate to ourselves, right? So the environmental movement is how we relate to nature. The social issues are how we relate to each other. And the consciousness question really is how we relate to ourselves. So I noticed that these are three really critical questions. And throughout the movements that we all know of the last 30, 40 years, what has happened? So what has been the shortcoming of these movements? The shortcoming is that these three questions got separated. I think what I share with many people today, and also with the younger generation, Generation Y, and the people that come after that, is a very natural instinct where we say, hey, these three things, you can't separate them. They are three sides of the same bigger issue. Just three expressions of the same kind of fundamental, deeper issue. And that's what we want to tackle. That's what we want to put our arms around. And and that's kind of in the way I live, and work. I try to be an embodiment of transforming all three dimensions that I just mentioned simultaneously, or just, do little steps, something. And I think that's something very natural, and that makes me very hopeful, because the separation of these issues was exactly where we failed in the past. Integration of these issues is where we will succeed.